What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Up on the Up and Up with current events. My name is ToriCamille. I am your host.
It's your boy LongLiveMosi.
She got Gibs.
And we're going to just give a little rundown of us. So yeah, like I said, I'm ToriCamille. I'm a cosmetologist. I do it all, really. I do it all for myself. That's nails, hair, makeup. Your girl, holla at me.
So like, is that like a, what's that word? The A word. Is it E word? A word? I'm sorry.
Esthetician?
Yeah.
I have my license in that also. So cosmetologist, you get barbering, all of that. I dabble.
Oh, so you can
dabble
do, you can do a fade?
You can do that.
Six, I mean,
Oh, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't ask like,
It
hey,
ain't gonna be perfect, but you know, for Corona, I can make it happen.
Oh, okay, she got the quarantine cut.
I got the quarantine cut. That is it. That's what I have.
the number one.
Yes, that's something I didn't really get too deep in.
Okay.
It's a little complex.
You do lashes too?
I do lash extensions.
Okay.
Yep.
Cause I'm gonna have to get my eyebrows done.
I do that. I got all that too.
Oh, hey, boy.
Hey, I got you.
I need to feel.
I
I
need
need
to
to
do an episode with you with eyebrows. That would be funny.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm with it. I'm with it all.
I like it.
I'm with all the smoke. Yeah, it's your boy LongLiveMosi. I am a designer, professional dancer, recording artist. I gotta stop saying I gotta like that's a bad. Is that bad?
It's a filler word.
It's a habit.
It's a filler, like right?
Yeah. You trying to think, so you gotta say something.
You're buffering.
Buffering. I like that. I like that buffering word.
That is a good
So,
word. See, I was thinking of the circle.
The
I was with that one. But
Right.
the dots work too.
It's your boy LongLiveMosi. I am a recording artist, professional dancer, designer. I'm from Fairfield, California. And I'll be out here jigging, jiving, going dumb, in the function, doing what I gotta do. That's all I gotta say.
Wow.
We call it here a little
Okay, what's up, y'all? I'm Ty Gibs. I'm a designer myself. I'm a host. I dabble in a little everything. I used to dance, but not no more. So don't ask me to dance.
Nah, we gonna get him to dance on one of these episodes.
Gotta get
I'll do a nice little two-step for
There's
you.
no
We
retirement.
gonna insert a clip of him dancing.
No, we ain't. That's me.
We'll get some TikToks.
I like to regard myself as one of the world's greatest fathers. 9 months in,
Come on.
and
Come on.
trying to change the
Yep.
level
Yep.
of what people look at black fathers as.
Amen.
And
Say that.
that being said,
And we're back.
see, I don't say I just go blank.
Yeah, you go back. You be like, and I be like,
Find it.
Right.
Yeah.
because I'm trying to be the.
I'm only trying to give you a word.
I'm trying to be
the mountain.
Yeah.
The valley, the
Ain't
hill.
no valley high, ain't no valley low.
Redfish, bluefish.
Man.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick knack, paddywhack.
Give
Give
it
it
a
all
ball.
2000 party outside.
My bacon smelling mighty fine.
Oh man.
All right, I mean, so since me and Tyler, we both design. Can I ask you a question, my brother?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you don't have a choice anyway.
I know.
What's your favorite thing about designing? Like, what's something that you like about?
Seeing my mind on something that will be on somebody's body.
Okay.
I was like, where we going with this?
What's happening?
He said X-ray
in
vision.
my head, I was like, fuck it, just it's coming out.
This is it.
It's coming out.
Michael Jackson,
Happening.
through. Right. At least you fell through with it, because I was like,
But you get what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel?
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I think for me, it's the process of creating something. You know what I'm saying? Like drawing it out, seeing it on paper, to going to a source of material, to like seeing if you bring it to life. Like that process to me is like an adrenaline rush. You know what I'm saying? So
it's also a cool thing if you think about it. I was thinking about this the other day. I was drawing some designs up and stuff. And it was like, having a daughter, I was like, man, remember those days when I was a kid with crayons, drawing all over the place, and people would just be like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
And it's just like now, you know, I'm 30 years old, I'm like, who would have thought that something I drew
will come to life.
is literally giving life.
Right.
So are you guys both doing the same type of designing, or is there?
We got our own thing.
We got our own thing. I mean, we essentially both have our own aesthetics. Mine is very loud and like boastful. You know what I'm saying? So I incorporate a lot of colors, a lot of different designs, a lot of different in your face. Like when you see it, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mine's really focused on. I base mine, the new thing I have coming out now, on just my life growing up. All the art I've seen growing up, everywhere I've traveled. That's why it's called Wherever Hella Art Drives. So it's like, it's just a representation of my life from beginning to present and everywhere I've been. And it's just gonna reflect that. So,
what about you?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a designer, but I am artistic.
With the makeup, yeah.
Well, with a lot of things, like I like arts and crafts, and I'd say like I've just got a Cricut, so now I've been making shirts, and I've been making like, just because you can label on anything, like I feel like it expand my mind to be like, wow, what can I make? Like, I can make anything right now. Like I'm trying to find out how to do glasses, and like now I'm like, ooh, I want to give somebody a gift because I can make it. Like it just makes me feel special. Like I made it, and you better like it.
Right.
Now.
You have no choice.
Yeah,
no choice but to like
it now. Like, yeah, definitely. So. I'm more creative in that way. I would like to learn the design and things, because I feel like I still like expanding my mind to know like other things. I don't like to just stay in the box, but it also has to be in the box what I like to do, which is I feel like it's just art. I count makeup as art. And designing is art, like you know.
So with that being said, like, what inspires you, or who inspires you the most?
This panel right here, the people I have around me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anybody or anything. I have a thing. So, you know, we all grow up seeing celebrities and these big designers, you know, Will Smith.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would say like that was their inspiration for their style. For me, I grew up breakdancing with my big brothers. I grew up seeing all of that. And, you know, here now today, I would say the people that had the most impact on my vision of fashion or style or design would be the people I see around me. Right. I mean, we'll dress the same on accident. And it's annoying. But
step outside, man. I gotta go back in the house.
I would drive.
Like even with the mask. Yeah, we had the same color mask on. Yeah, I had yellow. He was like, "Can you get your other one?" I'm like, ah.
But it's just like everybody I have around me literally feeds that imagination I have. Yeah. You know, and I'm so grateful and thankful to have people like that around me.
Right.
I say the same thing. For me, it's like the joy I bring to people when I do things like that, whether it's lashes and being like, wow, I didn't have any, now I have some. Like the joy that I bring to people once I accomplish something that they wanted that they couldn't do themselves. So that's what kind of keeps my engine going, because I like that feeling of being like, man, these people couldn't have something, and I was able to give that to them and make them feel pretty or make them feel beautiful, or you know, like try to bring that encouragement to them. So that's my motivation.
That's nice.
That's hard. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna follow up with that. It's gonna be hard. Behind two tough acts here.
He's like, dang, I should have went first.
You just followed Michael and Eddie Murphy. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Decline. Sorry, cousin.
Decline. I can, for the most part, I get inspired by a lot of things. Like, I can just be sitting down and I can be watching basketball and be like, boom, I wanna create a warm-up jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I wanna create breakaway pants that Jordan used to have in the Last Dance documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I see a bird or a butterfly and I'm like, that colorway. Yeah. The way that color was sitting on that butterfly was tight. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything. Like I'm very ADD when it comes to like things that I like. So I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anything
ooh, squirrel. Ooh, like.
But then I feel like that makes your imagination always continue.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That you don't get stuck because like everything's like, dang, that's dope.
But
and you keep finding.
I will say, from a true experience, I will say it's like a gift and a curse. Because sometimes I'm like, I forget to actually like focus on the first goal that I was, you know, talking about. You be like, I was doing this. Let me come back. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta finish this though. But if I so I mean, it's a gift and a curse. But like you said, it's definitely more of a gift because it keeps my eye open for things and like I'm able to accept like a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man.
I feel that. Sometimes I'll be like looking through old sketchbooks that I've had over the years, and then I'll be like, man, you know this.
Yeah.
Bruh, I said the same thing. I used to have a sketchbook back in high school because I never did my homework or anything. I'll be in class sketching. And I was like, so good. Yeah. Today, it's a different story. It's a different story. My hands, I went to Dr. Strange on that ass. Like,
But you know, I feel like it's always good to go back because I do the same thing because I take pictures of my work. And I feel like in the moment, sometimes I just don't like it. Like, maybe I feel overwhelmed in the moment and just being like, oh, this is off, that's I should have did that. But as soon as I go back to that picture, I'm like, dang, that was dope. Like, why didn't I know that then? Like, why am I now seeing that? That actually was dope. Like, so I do like to, like, okay, if I don't like it in the moment, I'm going to come back to it and make sure that, like, I make an effort to come back to be like, okay, it was cool. I can just fix this, do this. So, and
it also feeds, like your boosts your, what's the word I'm looking for? Morale, like it makes you feel good. The motivation, the joy, like being happy makes you want to go further in what whether it's something that you used to do or whether you're currently doing. It makes you just want to like go for it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the mental state you're in around that point. Because I know a lot of things I haven't even tapped into. I've had it sitting there, but then I just didn't even tap into it because mentally I wasn't prepared, I guess I would say. And wasn't like in the mood to like really follow through. So I just swept it. And then I come back when I'm like uplifted a little more. I'm like, yo, it's time.
Right. Okay, so with that, I got another question. I'm like, oh, I got hella questions for y'all. Birdman heads. What would you say is your biggest weakness? If you have one.
I would say
everybody got a look at
I'm broke.
I can't eat. I'm starving. What's that? Lottery with
Lottery?
Yeah. What's his name?
It wasn't right. We were all like,
We're all like,
sure.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
For me, I would definitely say it's my attention span.
Boy.
My attention span is that of a goldfish. Like, man, I'll be doing something. I'll literally be like at the desk, fully invested. And Bree will come around and say something or just do something or have some food. And I'll be like, what you doing? Anybody want my shit? What to eat? I'll put in there too. Never come back.
Right.
He'll be sitting there, just there. And then I'll forget about it completely. Yeah.
I mean, I got that.
I think that's my biggest.
I think we have that definitely in common, that like attention span where anything could just take it and be like, oh yeah, cool, like we can. But that makes you easygoing also. I feel like So like you said, it's like a plus and minus.
I feel like it's a bit that having a short attention span is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
For a creator.
Right.
Because I feel like the fact that our attention spans are like that, it's very easy for us to think out the box or just think of a plethora of ideas.
Yeah.
Come on, plethora.
Big word.
It's really not, but it's a good one.
But I mean,
it's a good one.
It sounds good, didn't it?
It's a good word.
It is.
I agree.
I can't snap my left. I said.
Yeah, that's
But
one.
yeah,
That's one.
I definitely am a victim of that too. Or I definitely have perfectionism.
Oh my God.
I don't like it, so it can't. My name ain't on it. Like, don't tell nobody I did that.
Right.
That's me.
Like, you know, especially if I couldn't finish something, say like, just it's okay. I'm like, no, but don't tell nobody. Like, if you want to go out, don't say I did that. Like, so perfectionism, I need to control that and like just, because then you don't do anything, and that's the worst than. That's worse than.
Failing, I guess.
Exactly, because eventually you see that work and be like, man, I could be better than that. So you have to just let that go, and I'm learning that. It's very hard.
That
to
perfection
Being
thing.
imperfect is the most perfect you can be.
Yeah.
I wish I would have learned that like 5 years ago, because I will sit on something forever before I like feel comfortable with it. Because I'm always, for me, I had a thing where I was always chasing this, like, I have to feel the same way about it every time I look at what I'm doing or what's going on. Like, if I don't get that same, like, that's tight, that same reaction every time, I'll be like, I'm gonna change it.
Yeah.
But I have to learn my reaction is gonna change the more I look at it, because it's my alterations or it's whatever we talk about, whatever I,
Yeah.
So,
It's like evolving.
but I think my biggest weakness is I give too much, I care too much, like about everyone and everything.
Yeah.
I'll put everybody before myself, and I've learned you can't give what you don't have. so if you don't have the energy, I can't give it to you. And in that process, learning how to tell some of my closest friends, like, I can't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I can't do it. No. Like, I'll be like, running on this much battery, like, all right, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving my full potential to whether it's conversation, helping somebody move, design, or just being a friend. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning slowly, but surely.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You
I mean,
gotta
the point
train
is,
yourself to make the favorite answer no. My favorite answer is no, as you know. I love saying no.
You're like, no.
I say no before I even hear the whole question.
No.
Nah.
Cool.
But my problem is I always end up doing it.
dang.
I contradict myself all the time.
Contradiction in its truest form.
Yeah.
I think my other weakness is second guessing. I'm always second guessing myself.
Same.
Like, I'm like, it's not really. It's like it's a confidence thing, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'll do something, and I know it's done, and then the second I'll ask for an opinion.
Right.
Like Bree, I'm always annoying her. Like, is it tight? No, for real. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
No, for real, be honest. Like, let me know.
Right.
I said it's fine.
Right.
Like I almost want her to say it's trash, so I'll go back.
So
to
you go back to
Yeah.
But that's always been.
So just learning how to be like,
acceptance.
yeah, accepting it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what me and he was talking about, like just accepting compliments.
Oh yeah, take
Remember?
compliments.
Yeah, just taking compliments.
Why is that hard? Why is that hard? No, but why is it hard?
I don't know. I
It's
just
hard.
It's like it's hard for you to talk about yourself. It's
Yeah.
For me, it's hard to take
But
compliments.
you know, black
Me,
people,
it's
man. Like,
awkward.
bro, you looking good. I'm trying to get like you. Man. I'm trying to get like you. Like, hey, you the one. Hey. Okay. Me, you talking about me? I'm trying to get like you. You know how we are. So.
This is an awkward thing. Like, it's awkward when it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's when it comes out of nowhere, it's just like
You feel like there's something behind it, or
I don't know. It's just like you don't
Like, what do you
how do you
want?
respond to it. Yeah, it's just like
I
I
look good
don't.
today. What you want? I ain't got no money.
Yeah, and it's like that's a toxic way of thinking too. You think about it, because I always put myself in these like zones. Like literally, it'd be like 1,000 people around me, but then I'll be in this zone where I'm like, something just happened. I'm like trying to think of how to respond to it.
Yeah.
So everything like blanks
It's
out.
like
how you
opening
said
a
earlier.
gift though. Like when you open a gift in front of somebody that they gave you, and you're like,
And they excited
hopefully I
about
like
it,
it.
right?
Yeah, and they're like, go ahead and open it. You like, oh shoot, what's
You be
up
like,
in here? Like, do I like
Oh,
it? What is it?
thank you. And put it to the side.
Hey, like opening a card, you know,
Ooh, Christmas be tough.
you want there to be money in there.
You want
Like,
that
don't give me
version
a
to pop
card
out.
and
You want that
think
version. You want that
something.
version to pop out. That 50 to drop out that envelope grandma sent you. But if it don't, you like,
Yo.
thank you, grandma.
Right. Don't
It's
you,
like $2 bill,
you just staring
grandma.
at it, you ain't even reading it, you just like, man, they really just
They
did
really-
not give me anything.
So you really not gonna put nothing in here. Look at
You
us.
just gonna say
Look
love.
at us. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Can you believe this? Look at us.
Hey, cut all that out. We can't put that to my husband.
No, leave that in there.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to?
See, it feel a little light.
That's so. You shaking the envelope. You trying to see how thick it is. You like.
Yo.
Now you put it up to the light.
So speaking of money, coronavirus is happening.
Oh yeah.
There's unemployment. There's
Everywhere.
You're not seeing your family. There's running out of toilet paper for whatever the reason that is.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I didn't understand
What is
either.
that? That's so weird.
So I actually was looking up some things to be like, why is toilet paper so big? Like, why, out of all things, why is toilet paper so big? It's because a lot of people aren't using restrooms other places. You're doing it at home. So you're running out of toilet paper a lot more than like, oh, if I went to a restaurant, I'm using the toilet there, using their toilet paper. I'm at work using their toilet paper there. So like, you're using more at home. You're at home a lot more than you've ever been.
But wow, my mind is blown right now. I'm not even gonna lie, I never thought of that.
Yeah, I had to look.
Maybe it's because I literally try to avoid using restaurant bathrooms at every
Me too.
cost.
Me too. That's why.
My dad would dang near be leaking by the time I get home. I can't do it.
I got no shame in my bathroom, man.
You know.
I would
He laid me comfortable. He laid down on the paper. He said,
I ain't gonna lie.
You don't get the water run first. That's because I get napkins wet.
You get the wet napkins, you can stick them to the.
No, so I wipe myself clean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was you don't like throwing them up
Wait,
playing.
hold on.
Y'all ain't never took a napkin?
If that's
Nah, that's not what you
We never dip toilet paper in the bowl.
dip a little bit. You said, all right.
Nah, see, I don't know what left field we going through on that, but
Y'all
say,
know
all
this
right.
bag.
You
Wet book bag.
I just don't use public bathrooms. The only time I'll ever use the bathroom in public usually be at like, unfortunately, this is like the worst place to do it, is on an airplane.
Why is it so tight in there?
I got a story for you.
You literally be sitting like this because
You sit? Whoa! You sit?
No, I gotta lay. You gotta lay the palace down.
Oh, you.
Hey, you know what's funny? I've always been terrified of one. I'm terrified of heights.
Of soul plane?
Yep, soul plane forever
Oh,
messed me up when
Your
it
dog
comes to using the bathroom, man. I'd be like paranoid. I'd be like,
That's about to happen.
I'd be ready to like jump up.
Yeah, see, nah, but that's what I'm I was sitting. But I gotta like layers. You gotta lay a lot. No, it's a lot. It's like thick. Like it's like
Taking the whole.
you gotta take the
thing.
toilet. You gotta put it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta layer it up. You gotta layer it up there, and then half the roll I use just to sit down. Everybody else out of luck.
Yeah.
Not my problem. You should have came in before me.
Right.
I'm just saying.
You know, we all walked out before we went to the bathroom.
But anything else,
Dude,
I
who was
can't.
that?
I gotta go home or I gotta go to my destination to use the bathroom. Anywhere else, cause like I'm used to like 10+ hour flights. I go overseas a lot,
Yeah.
so it's like I
So
have
you
a
just
choice.
wait? Oh,
No, I don't have a choice but to use the one on the airplane.
Depends. I don't know.
I think
She did not just say
Hey, diapers. She said diapers.
Some people, I mean, hey, if you got against it.
I am against it actually. I am against it.
I couldn't imagine sitting on.
Could you imagine
flight.
Just letting it.
Could you imagine just like sitting there like
When turbulence hit, you just
Like your first time trying it out?
it's
Like, what would that be like?
like peeing in the pool. Your first time peeing in the pool.
Hey,
When you was a kid, you
it's
didn't
the
know.
best feeling in the world. Talk
I
about.
feel like you still do it.
Nah.
It's
Nah.
like, so how's it affected you guys? Or has it?
For me, you know what? I feel like it hasn't. It has affected me because I'm a very
Social?
But
You are social.
now I have a kid.
So you don't
So
care.
my life, I feel like was more. It's just kind of like timing. I had a kid literally before this whole started, and so like I just been fine being at home and just watching her grow. It just sucks more so that, you know, my goddaughter was born. It was fun taking her out. Everybody, her being social through everybody. So now I'm like more thinking about, dang, like I hope my daughter's gonna be social. Because it's like we avoid people. You know, unless it's like close friends, it's just like I literally gotta like haven't seen you in forever. You know what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I've been chilling. I think this has been the most creative time of my life.
That's great.
I agree, but I'm gonna say it hit me hard.
Yeah.
It hit me hard. Cause like I was saying, I'm a professional dancer. I travel a lot to like teach overseas. So like the last 3 or 4 years, I've been blessed enough to be like leaving the country probably like twice a month. You know what I'm saying? But and that's where my main source of income is coming from. So now it's like we can't fly out of the country. Not really. I mean, we could fly in the States, but it was like, you know, you was unsure like what was going on. So all of that done, all my jobs, all the the industry jobs that I had, like, you know, I had a couple industry jobs lined up, done because the production team didn't want to have so many people in, you know, in the studios to record or get anything done. So it's like, I'm sitting in the house like, crazy. Oh, so then I started doing like the Instagram videos, and I started stressing myself out because I'm like trying to put out more content than what I don't do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm naturally funny. Like, I can create a skit, put it out on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just like, that's never something I want to do. Yeah. So I took some time off, got back into my clothing brand, Legacy 88, which she got on the hat, and you see the mask, boom. Bam. You know what I'm saying? So I got back into it and I started getting creative. And like Todd said, like, this has been the most creative that I've been, because I've been sitting in the house playing Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, Call of Duty and 2K. Hey, if you got Call, we're gonna put my gamer tag at the bottom, because I want all the smoke.
I still don't get that game very much.
Oh.
Sorry. No, it's not a video game. So maybe that might be the
that
reason why.
Yeah.
My brother plays it, and I came over his house one time and they're playing it, and I'm like, I honestly can't even see people. Like, how do you know who's on your side? Like, I just feel like, how is this fun? Like, where is the fun? Like, somebody show me the fun in it, because I don't see how people can go.
It can be crazy.
Until you get it
seems, I feel like it's frustrating.
Oh yeah, them kids
can get it. I'll be like, what
they be
you
saying,
say?
They be saying some more.
Oh, so y'all talk to the people too.
Oh yeah, because you got headphones. Like, you go online, you play with everybody else. Like, all them kids.
You at the shop and your mama's a hoe.
Right. They be kids. They be saying some more. I've heard some stuff from kids that I'll be like, wow, y'all speak like this.
Right.
But I know I used to speak something
like that.
But it's just like, we wouldn't say things like that, but when we was kids, man, I swear my mom had supersonic hearing.
Right.
She'd be out the store. And then all of a sudden she at my door.
What you doing in there? It's quiet.
Right.
But I mean, FTK. Fuck them kids. I be cussing them kids out. I ain't gonna lie. Your mama, all your aunties, I don't care.
So that's that stress reliever there. That
man, I be telling kids your mama was giving head for $40 in the back of the house. That's how you got here. I don't care.
You gonna damage these poor little kids?
They know they do damage already. They damaging me, right?
Dang. I mean, the only thing, like, I'm like Tyler, I am social when it comes to my family. So I like to be around my family, and it kind of, I didn't like the way it felt. Like, my husband was more on, like, we gotta make sure we're doing this. I was still like, I mean, we don't know what's going on. Like, it's my family. Like, they clean. Like, I know they clean. Like, they ain't spreading it. Yeah. Like, so it was kind of hard to, like, try to distance myself for a while just to make sure. Because then it's like, dang, you could affect your mom and not even know it. Like, we just, every day we were hearing something new. So it's just like, oh, shoot. Like, I started to panic myself to be like, your throat start itching, and you're like, dang, do I got allergies, or am I
sick? It's allergy season.
Man, you can't sneeze. You be holding your sneeze in. You hear somebody sneeze, you like, hey, wait, why did I say I lied? Allergies, it's allergies.
Man, be in the store like.
Definitely. Yeah, right.
That is hilarious.
Yo,
for
real. It's like you can't even be normal having normal allergies in. So you gotta make sure that's going to suck in. So I feel like that's the only thing that affected me for a little bit. Because then I'm like, I'm not gonna. I know my mom is cool. I know I'm cool. But, so I want to go see her. I definitely hit her up with the boom boom. Like, I wasn't hugging, I wasn't doing any of that, but I was spending time. Like, I was like, oh, okay, we could do TikTok together, but I just don't want to be touching mom. Like,
I saw that video you did. You were like,
because my mom, like, she's my everything, and she got nothing but sons and then me, and they're obviously with their family. So I'm like, I can't just disabandon my mom, and so I ended up hanging out with her, but I was keeping my distance. And when I got home, like, or in my car, I got my Lysol and was like,
right, you put the You put hand sanitizer like a lotion.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I came home, take everything off. So. Pretty much.
That's the hand
That's
sanitizer
the new norm, for real.
But even with the corona going on, I don't know if y'all know, the dance scene has been going up. Like
it's skyrocketing right now.
I'm talking about they outing all the choreographers who use the N-word that are not black. They're outing all the choreographers who've been benefiting off of the hip hop culture and not speaking up for Black Lives Matter. One of them was actually a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. You know, I won't say her name, but she was a friend of mine, and her and another girl had got into an argument over the word. You know, from the Bay, a lot of people say it.
Yeah.
A lot
of songs.
The Mexicans, some of my white partners say it, like the Asians, we collectively say it. But I also relate it back to how the Bay, we pride ourselves on like our culture as the Bay Area, not like black, white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so integrated. You know what I'm saying? So her excuse was she's from the Bay and she's half Cuban.
Afro-Latina.
Oh, Afro-Latina, sorry. And she's half Afro-Latina. Mm-hmm. But you know, when you look at it, we all know she's not Afro-Latina. I was like, I was with you until you said, God damn, I was with you until you said that. And she was kind of like arguing her point to say it. So her friend, which is the black girl, she felt uncomfortable. You know, and this was like a year ago or something, a year and a half ago, something like that. And then we know when the whole coronavirus happened, the George Floyd incident happened, rest in peace George Floyd, it sparked a whole nother conversation within the coronavirus. So now we have time, we're sitting in the house. So everybody's just like outing everybody who's saying, yeah. So it's crazy right now, actually.
So I actually got a question on that because I've been going to my family and like we've been talking about different things because you know this whole thing is going on where you know. So you know they had the Blackout Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesday, and you know everybody was showing props. Like me, I didn't feel like I needed to voice myself like extremely loud. I'm not that person, period. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like I needed to voice my opinions. I'm trying to get the right words of how I want to say it. Like, I just didn't feel like the need to do something outside of my comfort zone. And, you know, I was talking to my cousins and my family, and they were having friends that, like, they weren't saying anything on their Instagram. And I'm like, does that matter that much to you? So that's really the question I want to ask you guys. Is like,
that's a great question.
Just because somebody else that isn't our race or isn't saying anything, does that bother you that much to where you're like, why aren't they saying anything? Or, like, what does that do to you?
I'm about to sit over here with John, TwoSense.
No, you stay he had a beret on the other day. You stay over there. Huey P, stay on that side. No, but I personally feel it is their job as outsiders to speak up for us, especially the ones who involve themselves in our culture. Yeah. And the reason why I say this is because Black Lives Matter, and if you agree with all lives matter, then Black lives you should fight for as well. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't say all lives matter to combat Black lives matter. Yeah. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So if you are a person who say you love everybody and you're not racist and you're this and that, then now you're fighting right or wrong. Mm-hmm. So if this is wrong, no matter the color, like you say, fight for what's right. Right. Because obviously you see there's one demographic of people who are not being treated equally, not getting the same justice as everybody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like one of my best friends is Filipino. You know what I'm saying? And I brought it to him as you should be fighting the same fight, but I did it in a respectful manner. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, you do hip hop is you post, like what are you doing? Like nah, like bro, like you know what I'm saying? You my brother. Yeah. I'm your brother. Your daughter's my goddaughter. You know what I'm saying? If something happens to me, how would you feel? Like if I was George Floyd, how would you feel? So don't wait until it happens to me to want to fight. Start now.
Yeah.
So
and that's like also have like This is like I see a lot of that happening, and what they need to do, like, because a lot of people don't. I've realized a lot of people don't post anything or say nothing because they literally don't know what to say in regards, because it doesn't relate to them, and so there's a saying, being a product of your environment.
Right.
A lot of people didn't have that in their environment, and so it's very understandable being. If you understand that, and so I feel like our friend, the friend he's talking about, is a good friend of mine. He literally came and asked, "What can I do? What can I do?"
Right.
You know, and that I can respect. You know, because it's better that you ask or reach out to somebody who you see is actively fighting it or actively showing, you know, the support, and you want to know how you can do that too without being offensive. Just ask.
Yeah.
You know, I have a problem when you just sit there and you think there's no problems happening. You think there's nothing wrong. You think you're mad because people are loud and fighting in the streets.
Or they think it's like a trend
to
do this. That's what that's what I don't like. So like I didn't want it to feel that way either when I decided to say my voice. Like I took my time so that I knew what I didn't want to just be like, oh, I need to do it now because everybody's doing it now. Like I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it when I know what I'm doing it for.
Right.
Even when it came to protesting, I'm like, I'm not going to try to be the first person out there protesting. I'm going to do it when I know what I'm doing it for.
Right.
And I definitely didn't want to just see it on TV and be like, oh, I remember watching that on TV. I definitely wanted to be a part of it because right now, like this generation does have to change, and it starts with us. When we start having children and telling our children about what's going on right now. That's how that changes, because I feel like for a long time, we've, I guess, gotten sheltered away from it to where it wasn't, not everyone, but it became something that...
You became numb to it.
Yeah, exactly. It was just something that happened. Exactly, that's what it was. And now I appreciate the love from everyone that is actually meaning what they say. Like when I went out there and protested and legit saw everyone out there, like I couldn't tell you like, oh, I saw more of this or more of that. I legit seen every single body out there, like working hard out there, like really wanting to change, and it really like revived me. And I'm just like, man, because at first I was talking to my husband being like, I don't like these people doing it for clout. I don't like people posting it because they have to post it. That's what they have to say. Like, I'm not about that at all. Like, be real. If you don't feel it, don't say nothing, be quiet. I would rather you do that than be fake, because that is what makes me upset.
Like Kanye. Yeah. He didn't say anything, and then boom, he done donated like $2 million to more, like over $2 million to all type of funds and stuff. But I'm actually kind of glad he didn't say nothing, because I was like, I feel like you never know when it comes. Niggas mad. You never know what he gonna say when he get on that stage. You be like, oh God. But we love you, Kanye. Please, you know, mental health is definitely a big issue in the Black community. Take care of yourself. You're going to watch this. I'm going to just speak it into existence. Right. So when you see this, we love you.
Like my little 2 cents in there real quick.
Go ahead, 2 cents. 2 cents.
For you specifically, for Black people specifically, we shouldn't feel obligated to protest, because all of our lives, we have been desensitized to shit. So because you don't know what to say right away, that's perfectly fine. You being a Black woman have suffered more than a Black man. So it's perfectly fine that you felt that, because we were numb to it, desensitized the whole time. And it's dope too that you had it gathered first. I mean, what Amanda Seals said, for some people, just in general, like, if you don't know what to say by now, you might be part of the problem. Us as Black people don't have to worry about that, because we have been desensitized. How often do we see a Black man or Black woman die on social media? Knowing that it's our color. So you shouldn't feel bad at all without not saying anything, because that is our reality. The importance of somebody else speaking upon it is saying, oh, you want all of our rhythm but none of our blues.
Preach on, bro. Preach on, man.
So how is that?
Right, Speed. What song is this? Download this one.
But yeah, y'all should feel none of y'all should feel bad for not saying it right. I see another post that you shouldn't feel obligated just because you're fucking Black.
And to piggyback off that, I didn't protest at all. I told them for my safety, because I'm not the one that's going to be doing a lot of
But
the
everybody
talking.
handles
Yeah.
it the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as y'all can tell, my intro, I don't like to talk as much unless it's to my people, you know what I'm saying, my friends and shit. But when it comes to like protesting peacefully, I, through personal experience, have a lot of built up resentment towards certain things and certain, you know, in certain situations. So that I haven't fully got to release. So that, like, if I go to a protest and the cop pushes one of them,
Ooh.
I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm gonna react, and I'm willing to
I
risk
feel
my life for that because I have before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in the city of Sacramento.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying for my safety and everybody else around me, y'all protest. I'll donate some petitions.
Yeah.
Everybody has a job.
Yeah.
I'll do mine.
Everybody shows their expression differently
Yeah.
too. That's why I kind of brought up that topic of like someone else not saying something versus saying
Right,
something,
right,
like
right.
how to make you feel. Yeah.
Really
That was a good topic. So
Da-da-da.
we got.
So that pretty much completes our episode for the day. Thanks for checking us out. I want to give a shout out to OAK Park Brewery for actually allowing us
Yes,
to
sir.
host our first podcast here. Shout out to them. Boop, boop, bow, 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 bow. And I am ToriCamille, your host.
It's your boy LongLiveMosi.
Ty Gibbs.
Peace.
Da-da-da.